Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here to start something that I've wanted to work on for months now. It is the random color moss stitch Afghan. Only I'm going to be making some small. I'd love to make a full size one to see how it comes out, but I have so many different Afghans that I want to make, and I need the time, right? So I can't be spending a whole year on one Afghan, doing just a little bit at a time. I don't even know how to really explain this to you. All I know is I'm doing the moss stitch. I will show you while I'm doing the very first row, the chain in the row. I'll show you how I do it. It's a one row repeat the way I do it. And moss stitch usually has one end that's like a space, like you do some chains, and that will be where your single crochet goes on the other in the other direction. I don't like that. I like to have single crochets on both sides. So the way I do it, you start with a single crochet, you end with a single crochet. And I just think it makes a better border. The other thing I haven't decided on, it's all the ends, because there's going to be ends on each side of every row. I don't like weaving ends in with the moss stitch because there's spaces, and I just don't like that. I don't want, I just don't want to have to be doing that. There's ways to do different tassels and things like that. For right now, just to get started, I'm going to just start, and I'll probably leave tails like maybe 6 or 7 inches long on each end, and we'll figure out later what I want to do with that. The other thing is, yeah, since I'm not making something big, and since I have 25 different colors of yarn, we might not even touch some of those yarns because I'm picking randomly. Let me tell you the colors: mint, gold, dark purple, black, red, bright yellow, brown, turquoise, orange. I hate orange, but I'm trying to fall in love with orange. Really don't like it at all. White, pink, soft yellow, teal, maroon, light purple, medium blue, dark blue, Caribbean, marigold, light green, light blue, gray, green. I hate the color green. It's like the Christmas green. I don't like that either. Dark brown and plum heather. Now, some of these I just made up because I have such a weird variety of yarn, and I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to quickly show you. You watch, it'll be all green and orange. That's what I'm going to end up picking out. Some of my yarn, brand new, skeins, brand new, with the paper, everything. I didn't really go by their colors because sometimes it's weird. I just did simple colors. Then I have some skeins with no paper, so I'm not sure. I can tell usually if it's maybe Red Heart, maybe Mainstays, but not sure. So I didn't get a color. All of these are just the acrylic yarns like Red Heart, Mainstays, all 4-ply, I'm assuming. Then I have some that were nicely balled up, nice and neat. Then I have some that are just a tangled up hot mess. I didn't bother to untangle them and ball them up because I may never even pick that one out of the box. So I left that as is. And then some are, I think maybe a couple, like heather, plum heather. I got some yarn from my friend Cherie, the one who gave me all those scraps. And I got two out of there, two skeins, dark brown and plum heather. That's a little softer, a little fuzzier almost, but I wanted 25. I was at 23. I said, I'll just pull two more. So I wanted 25, so I did include that. And what I will be doing, you can see I have little pieces of paper like this. Let's see if it will focus for me. I guess that's about as good as we're going to get. I don't know if I have the macro thing on. And on the back is the color. But I don't want to be like matching this little piece of yarn. So all the skeins and balls and hot mess tangled things also have the number and the name. Where was this? And the way this works is I pick a color, and then I have to do a row of moss stitch with that color. some people just throw it back in the bucket, but if they pick it again, you don't do 2 rows of the same. And then others just put it aside. So I think I'll just be putting it aside. So when I pick a color, my first color, that will go on the table. Then when I pick the second color, that will go on the table, and my first color will go back into the box. Now I'm going to be pretty, sticking to my rules. Some people, I watch them do these, and it's not just these. It's the chaos blanket. They call them blankets. I still say Afghan, but you might hear me say blanket. And then they don't like how many rows, because some it's like how many rows. This is just 1 row of each color, because the moss stitch is really cool when it's all different colors. But some will, have their chaos blanket be like you have to roll a die, and so you have to do 1 to 6 rows, whatever the die lands on. That's how many rows you do, and then you pick out a stitch. I'll be doing that one too. I hope so. And they'll be like, oh, I don't want 6 rows of this color. I'm going to just roll again. No, the whole point is to just let it be random. So I do watch a woman, 300, her chain was 300, and she's doing 400 rows. How I would love to be able to do that. She is very strict. Her only rule is you don't do the same color twice, because then that doesn't show the pattern of the different colors. And like one time, I'm not kidding, and it was like an orange kind of color, but it looked good because she had so many colors. And let's just say orange. Orange, then she got blue. Then she got orange, then she got pink. Then she got orange, then she got green. She had like, every other one was orange, like 4 or 5. But there's so many rows that it just looks cool. So I'm anxious to do this. I am, but I just don't want tons and tons of orange. I don't think I'll be running out, but I'll also show you how to know if you have enough of a scrap to do whatever row width if you want to do this too. So let me, I'm sure I'm going to think of things along the way, but let me, oh yeah, one thing. I don't know exactly right now how many stitches, how many chains. Last night I did like maybe 75, and it looked like this, like maybe it could fit like, across somebody's lap. It just seems so small. And then I did 100. Now 100 was like 2.5 feet. It was, a nice size, but I still thought, that's a lot of crocheting for me, because I'm going to need a lot of rows if I'm doing it this wide. So I don't know. Let me think about it still. But let me just show you the yarn. This is what I have going on. You can see some skeins, like this one still got the wrapper. A lot of these don't. This is a nice balled up piece of rest of a skein. A mess. This is a real hot mess. And I just didn't bother to do it because I might never pick that number. If I pick the number, then I'm just going to untangle it as I go. There's the orange that I don't like. Another mess. Some nice new mainstays. Mess. Just all kinds of stuff going on here. And those are the 2 that I got from my friend Cherie, and I think she got them from someone. This is that heather, plum heather, and it's a different feel, but it's all going to work, I do believe. For the moss stitch, we are going to chain an odd number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's enough. You just chain as many as you want, odd number. The pattern is going to be single crochet, chain 1, skip. Single crochet, chain 1, skip. Single crochet all the way down almost to the very end. I'll show you at the very end. So single crochet, you go in, pull through, and yarn over, pull through both. That's a single crochet. Chain 1, you're going to skip this guy. You're going here. Single crochet, chain 1, skip. Go here. Single crochet, chain 1, skip. Now you're going to have 2 left after you skip. when you get toward the end. We did the single crochet, chain one, so we're skipping this guy. Now we're going here to do our single crochet, but instead of doing a chain one skip, we're going to do another single crochet right there. So at the end, you're actually going to end with 2 single crochets. I do not chain one, I just turn. So let's do another row now. Single crochet, and it gets easier. Single crochet, chain one. Now we're going in the space here. See, there's the other single crochet, so we're not going there. If you want to count, it's, we did the single crochet. We're going to do chain one, skip this guy, go here. But you're just going to get used to going in that space. And you want to go in the space, not up here, because that's what does the pattern. Okay, so single crochet, chain one, skip, go into this space, single crochet, chain one, and now we're near the end. So we're going to go in here, because we did a single crochet, chain one, we're going in the space, but instead of doing a chain one, we're just going to do another single crochet right next to it. At the very end, you do 2 single crochets. No chain one, just turn. We're going to do it this way now. Single crochet, chain, go in your space. Single crochet, chain, go in your space. Single crochet, chain, go in your space. See how easy? But now we have just one left, so we're going to do a single crochet right alongside this one. One more time. Single crochet, chain, go in the space. Single crochet, chain, go in the space. Single crochet, chain, go in the space. Single crochet, and single crochet when you get to your end. Easy as that, but it's really cool when you have multiple colors. I can't believe I'm going to be picking my first color. But before I forget, I wanted to let you know, if you have balls of yarn or just, tangled up messes, and you're not sure if it's going to be able to be enough for whatever project you're doing, let's even say you're making squares or whatever. But let's talk about this moss stitch thing. What I'm going to do, because I did practice with that last night a little bit, I'm going to make my chain. I haven't decided exactly. I think it's going to have to be a little smaller than 100, maybe like 80. I don't know. I'll decide. I'm going to do my chain, and then I'm going to do my single crochet, skip, all that. When that one row is done, I'm going to weigh it on my little digital scale. Mine last night happened to weigh 0.2, not 2 ounces, but 0.2 ounces. Like, just take a little thing like this. It has to be enough to actually weigh, though. Let me turn my scale on and see if it'll let me weigh this. It probably won't. It didn't. Okay, let's do a little bit bigger. Do I have bigger? Let's weigh this little thing. Okay, it's 0.2. So if you take a little ball of yarn, weigh it, and go up 1.3. That'll cover like any difference in the thickness of the yarn or whatever, like that. Another thing you can do, especially if you're doing a little project, you can, like say you're making little squares, make it your square. Take it all apart if you don't have a scale. It's not going to be something that you want to do if you're doing a big project. But let's say I want to make bunches of this. I could take it apart. I'll take it all apart. And then use it as an example. And then you just measure out your yarn to make sure you have enough. You can do all kinds of things. So I'm going to pick a color now. You don't know how scared I am that I'm getting orange, that I will start with orange or that dark green. I ended up putting this in this thing because I had a box and I don't know where it is. I had this And I didn't like that because it's too, I don't know, it's not deep enough, and I want my hand to go in and not be able to see a thing. Okay, so I want you to be able to see. This is actually something Joe came with. Oh my goodness, this is so fun. Now I know the pieces of paper are like different sizes and stuff, but if you think, I know, I'm so scared to look. Huh? Okay, you get to see. Light blue! I can do light blue. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. All right, I am going to, and I'm just going to leave that out, and I don't want to lose it. I'll put it over here. I mean, I could put it back. If I get light blue again, I would just take it out, but I'm just going to leave it out. I might try 80. I'm going to play with this. So I'm going to be stopping here, but I want to do some rows. I really wish now I had 2 cameras so I could leave one set up here and not have to move it around. But I'm going to do some rows. I will show you each row at a time. I can't wait. And then I might wait for the next video to have enough to take a thumbnail picture of that, of the moss stitch with different colors, because I don't want to do a thumbnail image each time. I'm going to use the same one and just change like part 2, part 3, and how many rows. So, you know, I don't know. I'm so excited. All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy this series. And don't be disappointed that you're not seeing me crochet, because believe me, you're not going to want to just sit and watch me crochet row after row after row. I'm going to be able to go in my chair. I have light. I'm going to be able to just relax and do some rows. And then each row I will come up and do the little clip showing you. And then I'll pick another color. I want to pick the colors with you, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Follow me on Facebook. Follow Rocket on Facebook. I have the links in the description of this video. And I'll be back with more soon. Bye.